Hey, it's Brian here, and this is a hard video for me to make. Obviously, I have my monetization turned back on, but literally days ago in the early March of 2019, my channel was demonetized. This is not about fear-mongering. Obviously, I have monetization back, but I went through this process. It was scary as heck, and I want to share what I know about this so you can make great decisions that will allow you to reach your goals. And quite frankly, if you're not sure about monetization, you want monetization. You want to make money with your YouTube channel. I'll get into that in another video. I've got a video I've wanted to make about monetization and how I think about it, which is very different than most people. And I'll make that video in the future, but this isn't that. So let me just get started and say that what happened was, about 2 weeks ago, I was doing a live stream and I was so excited about my channel, the growth of my channel. I've been working for years. I've published hundreds of videos, and it's the whole premise of my channel is to share information, the good stuff, to help people like you get results. So I'm on Facebook now. I want to mention I'm streaming on Facebook, and it was great. And I get back, I'm done, and I'm going to finish up on some work. And I notice this message at the top of my YouTube channel, and it says, "We've determined that your channel is no longer eligible for monetization." And to put this in context, just months ago, I had a channel strike, which is much more serious than getting demonetized as a creator. And here's why. If you get 3 strikes within the same time period, you lose your channel. How scary is that? And at the time, again, really didn't know why. So many people were baffled. I reached out to so many people, and everyone was dumbfounded. And the reason why is the things I had been doing that came up. Ultimately, someone mentioned it's probably some of the affiliate links in your YouTube description. And I want to make a video on upload defaults. I want to make a video talking specifically about YouTube descriptions, what to do, what I'm doing moving forward, and so on. So look out for that video. I'm not going to tease you and hey, if you want me to make that, I'll make that video. It's really scary stuff because, quite frankly, here's the truth of the matter. So many other creators are doing the exact thing that I had been doing with my descriptions, and I got dinged. And I took this hard. I kind of went away for a few weeks. I was just freaking out. I was scared. I was fearful. And that led to me taking a few more months off to work on a course. This is my livelihood. This is what I teach, right? So I did that. I took that time. I put the course together. It's been going fantastic. I worked really hard to create some amazing training I was proud of that I could give away for free. That means everybody wins. I came back to YouTube in January, and things have been going so amazingly well. I've really worked hard at the art of becoming a better YouTuber, and it shows in the views, the subscribers, my channel growth, and so on. So things are going really great. In fact, I was asked to speak at an event, a YouTube event. I actually got a keynote the event. It was absolutely fantastic. And then I get hit with this demonetization. Now, when we talk about monetization in 2019, it's important to distinguish. It's no longer just about ad money. In fact, this is another video I want to make, and I want to talk about how to make significant money with just the partner program alone. We've got things like membership now, which is amazing. Super Chat is also amazing, and you can make life-changing money with these programs. But not me. Oh, goodness. So why exactly was I removed from the YouTube Partner Program? The thing I noticed was I started poking around and I found this message here. It says, here's why your channel wasn't approved for monetization. Here's why your channel is out of compliance. Reused content. And this is a really big subject that's happening right now on YouTube, and a lot of creators are getting hit with reused content. As a YouTube creator, it's really absolutely critical that everything that you use in your videos, you've got a license or the ability to use that content. Now, when it says reused content, these are some of the things that YouTube says. In most cases, you can't re-upload someone else's content unless you get permission first. Remember, it's not enough to give credit to the content owner or state no copyright infringement is intended. Learn more about copyright and fair use. And I really encourage you to do that. I've got a pretty detailed video covering fair use, and I'll link to that in just a bit. But let's continue to go through this. YouTube then goes on to mention, here are some types of content that are subject to copyright. Audio-visual works like TV shows and movies, sound recordings and musical compositions, visual and written works including paintings, posters, articles, and books, dramatic works such as plays and musicals. And furthermore, YouTube mentions video games and computer software. Literally, if you're showing gameplay, it's tricky because the creator of that game has copyright to that game. Now, you're covered under fair use, but you really got to understand the ins and outs, ultimately how fair use works. And this was really baffling for me because in every video, I'm in the video. It's my intellectual property, it's my thoughts, it's me on video, and it's my voice that you hear. And that's the basis for fair use. You begin with your own content and you add in bits and snippets of someone else's content to add context to the individual piece of intellectual property. Those are some fancy words for the video you're creating. But again, nonetheless, I got dinged. And I think what's happening, it's really the process that YouTube is using. And we need to do something about it as YouTube creators. The advertisers are the priority. And quite frankly, none of this works without advertisers. However, without us, the creators, YouTube has no content to serve ads on, and it doesn't work either. And quite frankly, I feel like we're getting the short end of the stick. Now, the first thing you want to do as a YouTube creator is understand the policies here on YouTube for the partner program as well as YouTube. And I'll leave links to those down below in my description. And furthermore, it's absolutely critical that you know you can use every piece of content you do in your videos. That's the audio, the sound effects, that's the video clips, and so on. Now, I use a lot of B-roll, I use a lot of sound effects, but I've paid companies to obtain licenses for these bits of work, if you would, and I felt like I was covered, and that's why I was really dumbfounded. But mistakes are being made because, quite honestly, we've got robots that are determining if channels are within the guidelines or outside the guidelines. And that's the problem that YouTube is facing. And I also want to bring to your attention repetitious content. This is another term that YouTube is using for why a lot of channels are being demonetized. Now, another thing that YouTube is demonetizing channels about is what's called repetitious content. And I'm amazed by this one because I've seen a lot of absolutely quality channels getting demonetized over this repetitious content. Now, here's what YouTube says about repetitious content. Content that appears mass-produced in order to increase views without adding significant educational or other value. And this is scary for me because I've covered the YouTube algorithm often, but I feel like every time it's a different subtopic. It's YouTube search versus suggested videos, or browse traffic source, or it's how the algorithm crawls videos. There's so many different subtopics within the topic of the YouTube algorithm. And again, I feel like there are these robots that are making decisions, and ultimately whoever is taking the time to make the final judgment, these people need to slow down because there are too many good channels that are being demonetized. At the end of the day, I look at what we have here on YouTube and it's amazing. There's no other platform that even comes close to what we're offered absolutely free when we create a YouTube channel. But it's up to us as YouTube creators to understand how to navigate these waters. I hope you found this video to be helpful. I don't want to instill fear, but I do want to notify you of what's been happening on YouTube so you can be proactive, so you can study and you can learn about these different policies so this doesn't happen to you. I'll see you on the next video.